Now we are going to start with another another textile fiber, that is the wool. You know that wool is mainly obtained from sheep. That means sheep is the main source, though there are other animals also from which we can get the wool, but the main animal which is being used to you can say extract wool is the sheep. So we are going to study now that what are the steps that are involved in extracting the wool from the sheep. So we have seen that the wool extraction involves 4 major steps. One is the shearing of sheep, second is grading and sorting, third is carding, and fourth is making yarn. So we are going to start with the first step, that is shearing of sheep. It is just like shaving, right? So what we do in this, that with the use of certain you can say an instrument, sheep is sheared. That means it's this, you know that sheep has an outer surface, a wool like structure is present on the body of the sheep. So it is just shaving the hairs, or you can say the wool which is present on the sheep's body. So sheep is sheared, and you know that it is just sheared once in a year, and the shearing is mainly done in early spring or early summer. It is just like shaving, and moreover it is not painful for the sheep. After shearing, what we do is we proceed with grading and sorting. So what we have done, we have already shaved wool, so the shaved sheep, that means we have withdrawn all the kind of wool which is present on the body of the sheep. And you know that mainly the main wool concentration is more on the shoulders and the sides of the sheep. That means the main parts where the wool is you can say quite dense is the sides and the shoulders. So first the shaving is done. That means you have gathered all the wool, and the main wool is being gathered from the sides and the shoulders. Then after that it is followed by grading and sorting. What is done actually in this, that we actually separate the wool, that means like there are certain stains also on the wool. So in this part we just remove the stains, and we just sort we separate the inferior wool from the superior one. That means the wool which is you can say you can see that it is not of good quality, or it appears to be inferior, so it is just removed from that. So that is called as sorting. And you know that sorting is done mainly on the basis of length, crimp, fineness and color. So taking into consideration these 4 factors, that is the length, crimp, fineness and the color, we actually sort the wool fibers. Then carding is done, then followed by carding. In carding, what we do, we wash the wool with the use of detergents in order to remove impurities like sand or any impurities which stick to the wool. So we wash the wool with the help of detergents, and then after washing, wool is passed through the rollers. A kind of machine is there, the roller, which has a teeth also. So that teeth actually is just it just function like a comb, like when your hairs are messy, so, and you comb your hair, so that comb removes your tangles. So likewise, the rollers have the teeth, and when the teeth pass through that wool, it just removes the tangles, and after that the wool transforms into a web kind of structure, which is then transformed into a narrow rope kind structure called as silver. So first in carding we wash it with detergents to remove impurities so that we can get a clean wool. After that we pass it through rollers having teeth, so in order to remove the tangles, and after that we when the tangles are removed, so it transforms into a web kind of structure. You must have seen candy floss, just like that. So that is a web. So then the web is from the web it is transformed into a narrow rope kind of structure, which is called as silver. When the silver is formed, then it is ready to transform into a yarn. Then the fibers, a rope-like structure, that is the silver, they are woven into yarn, and from yarn the small balls of wools are made, which you get in a ready-to-use form in market to knit sweaters and all. And you must be familiar that the wool is actually used in the winters because it is very warm, soft and light also, and it is mainly used for making sweaters, dresses, coats, suits, jackets, pants, like whatever warm thing you are wearing in a winter time, that mainly has a wool. That depends, the fineness of the wool depends upon the quality of the, you can say, the product you are purchasing from the market. Because see, the pure wool is always an expensive one, but in market, what you are not getting a pure wool, it is always blended with some other fibers, synthetic fibers also, so that make the garment cheap. So this is what is the wool, that how it is obtained from the sheep, and moreover what processes are involved. So you have to learn the processes: shearing, grading and sorting, followed by carding, and then making yarn. And wool, the uses you are also, like, you are already familiar, because you all wear wool in like wool kind of clothes, like coats, dresses and all, woolen clothes in winters. So this is what about the wool. So we have done that how the silk fiber, that the lustrous fiber is obtained, and we have already done how the wool is obtained. So this is what about the fibers from animals. So with this we finish the chapter, and please, that life cycle of silkworm is very important. The silk, how the silk is obtained with all the steps, the cocoon and all we have done, that is very important, and moreover this wool part is very important. So you have to learn both the things. You have already learned about this thing, the natural and the synthetic fibers, in the 7th class as well. So just go through those parts also, because that form a basis of this chapter actually. So with this we finish with fibers from animals.